Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome back to episode 79 of Non-League to Legend, the French edition, where we look to be better than Paris Saint-Germain. Paris 13 Atletico is where we are and who we're playing with. We're looking to be better than PSG. Since we last met, we've seen only one league game since playing Bayern, and a frustrating one of that. We'll start with it. Troyes FM'd us to get us a 1-1 draw. One of those games where you just know you're not going to win because the games just decided you won too many games in a row. 17 shots, 7 on target, including a numerous amount of one-on-ones from inside the 6-yard box, so it's either saved or put wide, which makes things very, very hard to take. And their only shot on target went in, which was a header from the 18-yard box. Yeah, that's only the 5th goal we conceded all year in the league, but it is what it is, and it puts us actually 3 points back of PSG because they are insane and very good at what they do. In terms of today's episode, it is the Champions League phase. We're going to look strongly on that. We'll also be recapping the games against Asteros and Monaco, who are the two games of note that you're not going to see, but we will be playing Newcastle and Transport. Majors playing Newcastle. They've had a torrid time so far in the Champions League. Yes, they did lose a game to Porto, which they probably should have won, judged on the stats. But yeah, they drew to Atletico Madrid and lost to Porto and leaves them in a precarious position where they have to win this game. We, on the other hand, 9-10 points kept us up in the league last time, got us into the 24th. We win the Transport and Asteris games. We'll go to 10 points, have a free hit against Madrid and, of course, a free hit against Inter on the final day. It's not a bad position to be in. Now, in terms of what I'm going to do here against Newcastle is treat this as a bit of a free hit. Because we got a point against Bayern, I'm going to go out here and go in the aggressive 4-2-3-1. If you haven't watched the Bayern game, we went aggressive against Bayern, pinched a point and probably arguably should have won the game. That we're going to play the same system with the same team. It's very, very simple. In saying that, though, we do have one change, which is forced upon us. Apologies. Dosu's out with a longer-term injury. He's out for the next 2 to 5 weeks. They were sprained knee ligaments, which he picked up against Troyes. I've decided to line up with Chevalieri out there, the new signing, mainly because at 19, developing, looks good, needs game time to become a natural on the left-hand side. Look, I could play Collie. I should play Collie. I'm tempted to play Collie. I'm going to start Chevalier, and if he's out of depth, I am going to go to Collie. He's having a great time in the 19s, averaging an 8.54. Just unfortunately not having a good time in the main team. Now, Yuri and Milos have played in the 19s already today. Areola is also going to start in goal. I think Kim's had a very good time of it, don't get me wrong, but I need Areola to still stay happy here at the football club, so give him a game, and he's a big game player, give him this one. The rest of the team picks itself. The back four has been fantastic so far this year. Canna, Melbala, and Ravella look very good. I'm very happy with that. There's a temptation to play Zeno over Diallo. Don't think I will. He's very consistent, though. I think I'm going to still go Diallo for now, because the understanding they have, and we're just going to see what happens. And hopefully it'll be okay. Anyhow, let's go and see this Newcastle side, who have spent a lot of money. They did finish second in the league to Man City last year. I think this year they're currently sitting inside the top 4 still, and they look incredible. And they got players that we know. And let's go with Diogo Costa. Everyone knows, world-class keeper, very, very good. Lara, the right back, looks very, very good. Antonio Silva, yet again, the Portuguese international, very good. And Beniot, who scored the own goal, which you would have seen last episode. Their game against Porto in the 89th minute. They got Malacia, another great player. Lewis is a regen at 24, German international. Enzo Fernandez, everyone's raving on about Enzo at the minute. World class, looking fantastic. Cooper Miners, 32, world class. They've signed Chanel KMB on a free from Hertha Berlin. We actually put an offer in for him. Obviously chose to go to Newcastle. This was years ago, so was never going to really get him. Fantastic. Joao Pedro's Pedro, very, very solid with 216 mil, and Sorry Barry is fantastic up front. He looks superb. Other people you may know, Florentino Luiz, Calvin Ramsey, 2 players that you definitely will know, I think, as well. Gakpo, just signed for Liverpool in real life. And yeah, they've got a good side. I do sound a little bit off. If you watch the last few episodes, and this is the same day I'm filming the Bayern Munich game, for instance, which is the last episode. Been dealing with tonsillitis. That's kind of gone. This is the longest I've actually talked about me, needing to go cough and, be sore and not sound great. But we're very blocked up with some sinus stuff and the headaches, you name it. So I do sound off and very nasally. It's mainly because I'm very blocked. So yeah. Look, we're going to go after them because why not? And just see how we can go in that 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 that they're playing. They actually look more like a 4-4-1-1 there. And we're playing a 4, but that's how it's kind of lined up here as well, which, formations are a postcode in real life. 4-4-1-1 is the same as a 4-3-3, which is the same as a 4-2-3-1, which a 4-4-2 can transfer into 4-2-3-1 very easily if you just tell a 9 to drop into the 10 every time you're on the ball. It's all relative. Anyhow, away we go. I'm going to just back the system in. This is the move here. Chevalier, if he doesn't have a good game, is going to be for Collie. Or we move Bakayoko and Bassett. I don't know which way, but we'll go one of them. Anyhow, for me, it's going to be, can we do what we did against Bayern? Get on the ball, play well, be brave, and get Melbourne by running at people from deep. Early highlight, well, not really, 20-30 minutes in, but it's them with the ball in Malacia, and they're going to try and get out here. We're going to force them long. Now, don't know how tall Barry is, but he's won that header. I was going to say, I would normally back my boys in, but Barry might be super duper tall. I'm not sure. He is very good at what he does, though. And there he is. There is Barry. Cross keepers on. Yeah, that's a finish and a half from sorry, Barry. How tall are you? 6'2", so it makes sense that he wins the header. Yeah, when you're that good, you're that good. When you're that good, you're that good. 1-0 down. One chance. We did everything right here in the highlight. We forced him wide. That's the thing. Once he gets on the ball here, Diallo's done everything right. Maybe he could have dove in there, but he forces him wide, and I think Kim makes a save there. Areola doesn't. So, yet again, another game where I've chosen to play Areola because he's a big game player. And yet again, it's another game we've conceded, and we look at Areola going, probably should never play you anymore. I think this is the last strike. Obviously, the Porto game, he should have come for a cross, and left it for so he gets the header. And then, 5 guys went for that ball from us. All of them missed it. Barry again, hits it, 2-0. Oh, yeah, this guy's going to kill us. 2-0 down. Falling without a trace here. Falling without a trace. We played so well against Bayern in this system. Maybe away from home we've got to go 4-3-3, and at home we go the aggressive 4-3. 5 of our guys went for the same header, and not one of them won it. And then Barry licks everybody and scores. 2-0. Got to make some changes here at halftime. We have a league game to worry about. I think this is pretty much all but over. They've put 2 shots on target for 2 goals. That's always annoying. Halftime 2-0. I'm going to throw some arms at some people. I'm going to get Collie in for Chevalier. I think that's what we're going to do. And we're going to get Diallo off of Zeno. When you see this has had a stinker, so I'm actually going to get Mendy on the other side. I'm not going to put Sten out there and just let him be fed to the wolves, I don't think. Anyway, we'll go with that. 50 minutes played, 2-0 down. We will stay in the system because we could find a goal, and you never know what could happen if we find one. But yeah, would not been our day out there so far. They're just too good. Like, this is what I don't get, is how they're this good and they're only, they've been very unlucky in the Champions League. They're always going to win this game, you feel. Maybe could have gone the 4-3 defensive and just tried to null up some space. Now we can't afford to do that because it's 2-0 and it's going to be a bit hard to come back when we go on a defensive system, but you never know. Maybe we do it and just see what happens here. Good hit. Areola's conceded again. I might go on the defensive system just so there's not many highlights now. I hate when the rolls do that. Makes no sense. Salam's going to come in from Elbalai as well. And Bassett for Bakayoko. Just rotating now. That's me. That's pretty much me saying game over. It's 3-0. Get some people out there. We've got a league game to worry about. And there we are. Mokoku now going on a run. Hits for goal just over the bar. So yeah, some very early changes to keep some people fresh. 60 minutes played. If you're looking at the stats, we've actually played quite well. So, very annoyed. Statistically, apart from possession, we've done okay. We've had a similar amount of shots and decent XG. But yeah, Ravella now with a ball in back stick. Probably a little bit too deep, but Cicello wins that. And Canna now. And Cicello. And Collie. And Mendy. Canna. Mendy. Cicello. Good ball movement. This is the thing, is that we just work the ball wide and look at getting some balls in the box. Bassett will eventually get a ball in the box. It's spilled, and 72 minutes in, 3-1. We need 2 goals now in 15 minutes. Dare to dream into the more defensively pump ball 4-3-3, maybe. I don't know. If it stays 3-1, we get to the 85th minute. I'll go attacking, searching for a couple goals. A little bit lucky, but I'm glad Bassett gets an assist for that. Wasn't the greatest ball in, but we'll take it. Well done, Bessett. There we are, Mokoku scores again, which is great. We've played well. Go for it, boys. Above a tenner. Go for it. See what happens. See if there's another one in there for you. Probably not. We haven't been pumped. And look at the stats yet again. We've played okay. I think that's going to be the theme, is that we're better than what we were last year. Last year, I don't think we were ready. This year, we got a better team and a bit more understanding, maybe better for the experience of last year, that we're putting in better performances away from home and obviously at home. We just drew to Bayern, for goodness sake. Then on a different day, with a similar amount of shots and better XG, that's a draw. Or you don't concede, or Ariola's a better keeper. I need to probably stop putting faith in him in big games. The whole idea was Kim coming in to learn and play in the league, and then in the bigger games play Ariola. I think I'm just going to have to trust Kim as the number one and tell Ariola, well, you're done. You're not as good as before. Has declined slightly, Ariola, but, for that first goal, he's got to be more on the move. Got to get across the goals, mate. Got to dive in. Just fell. In saying that, though, that were too good. Canna's out for the next game, but that's okay. You guys actually don't get to see that. But yeah, as you can see, Ariola's just lost the yard of speed and a touch of handling. Still a great one-on-one keeper. Yeah, I think he should make more saves than what he does, but it is what it is. His happiness is currently as a backup. He is going to be a backup and going to stay as a backup. But yeah, that's a pretty unfortunate result. We lose 3-1 in a game that, well, I think we've actually played quite well in. In terms of the league phase, where does that put us? That puts us in 28. 24 is the magic number. Steros is ahead of us, somehow. Steros have got one win against Leipzig and drew to Man United, but have lost to Fenerbahce and Chelsea. So they're very whatever. Monchu's their best player. People know who Monchu is. Ex-Barcelona. Look, they're a team you should be beating. There's no one out there that we're looking at that are going, okay, they're crazily good. Saying that, Martin van der Voort's there, and he's a very good keeper on FM. Yeah, that should be a team we win, that we should win against. So it looks like I can see why they're having a good time. For Ange Postecoglou is here. Interesting. Let's just have a quick look here. Career stats. We know about what you did. Milestones, mate. Celtic Manager of the Year. Won a lot. Went to Southampton. Sacked us and other losing the confidence in the dressing room. Interesting. What happened in 2026 for Southampton? That's the question. Either finished 14th or 17th and didn't get relegated and apparently sacked him. Interesting. He then went to Asteris and won the Greek Super League. So he's turned them into a bit of a powerhouse in Greece. Good old Ange. Very, very reputable. Should get a bigger job. But there we are. So we have an all-Australian game next. I will still stand by the fact that I think I'm going to give you Strasbourg, but because I think they're a better side. But maybe I'll give you the Asteris game. I'm not too sure. I don't think we can give you all three of them. Still prefer it as giving you the Asteris Monaco recap, and then with Strasbourg, because then it gives you a few games and into Real Madrid in January. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in a second for our next game in the Champions League. We're just outside the spots that we need to be, but saying that, 2 home games against 2 of the weaker sides that we've got drawn against. Win both of them, put yourselves on 10 points, put ourselves in a position that maybe we can get out the top 24 again. Welcome back, YouTube. Here's your recap of the Asteris and Monaco games. I've actually gone and taken a nap, played both these games off stream. Voice couldn't cope after an hour and a half, 2 hours of streaming, so here we are. In saying that though, in terms of me feeling well, I might try and definitely stream again tomorrow so I can at least play the back end of the Champions League on stream. Anyhow, since we last met, which was obviously the game here against Newcastle, beat Lens 4-0, beat Strasbourg 4-2, and then we played Asteris and we won 1-0. Good result, played well, we're much the better side. Nice goal here from Melbalai. Struggled in the midfield role last year and was much better as a 10. This year he's looking really good in the midfield role. Anyway, great ball out. Schmidt with a diving header, which was unnecessary, which I haven't seen too much of in the match engine. But Melbalai just been getting in these areas, dominated the game, looked fantastic. Only bit of news that was not particularly good from this game is Mokoku did come off injured with a gashed upper leg, and for the first time this season I did not start him in I didn't start him in one other game which we rotated in. That was our 1-0 loss here against Marseille. I reckon we started Collie. Anyhow, decided, well, gonna have to rotate. and take him out. And Collie started, and for the first time this season, Collie scored some goals, which is nice. And yes, that is correct. We won 6-1. Diallo given us a mistake for the goal, which was a bit harsh, but we'll recap the goals here in a second. But we did look fantastic, played very well, fairly full strength. Dosu coming back from injuries. First game he has been out injured. Chevrolet has been playing, came off the bench and played quite well as well to Chevrolet. Helbalai out to Bakayoko. Collie made the run. Hasn't been in goal scoring form, but mercifully bangs one top bin here in a massive game. This is huge in the league, this contents of the league game. It's massive. Dosu again, and Collie makes a good run. Melbalai makes a great run too. Somehow that's squeezed in. And that's 2. Free kick. Bakayoko is really good on these. Top bin, that's 3. And very similar to the OJ Nice game, which we played on stream earlier. In France, we just look like, apart from PSG, a team that is just going to carve teams apart. We look miles better than anyone else at the minute. Things are just happening for us. Like, we're moving balls into positions. People are getting there, getting on the end of chances. Things are happening. Unfortunately, a ball in which is there. Somehow Diallo's been pinned that he should have intercepted that in the near stick. I don't understand that. And then our last goal here is Maxine from Melbalai. And his ball, a little dink ball through there. And that was a great goal. As you can see, we got Bessett on the other side. By the time I realised that they meant to be the other way around. Most of the game was already played with Chevrolet on that side. But, first time he's got an assist this year. He apparently got 2 for the 2. We look good. I was very happy with it, and it's a very good performance. If you look at the table, we're actually top for the first time, I think, ever in the first division, apart from the first few games. And that's with PSG having a game in hand, obviously same amount of goals, but it does put us 4 points clear of third, which is a great spot to be in too. Now, next time we see each other will be this Strasbourg game. I'll see you guys in a second. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, YouTube. Last part of this episode as we play Strasbourg. We will recap quickly the results that we just had in the league since we last met. Obviously, we played Asteris and Monaco. The only game we played is the Lille game, and we did draw 0-0. Did rotate mostly, obviously due to some injuries. We had Bakayoko pick up a knock on top of Makoku, etc. And some slight rotation with this bigger game coming up. We've also had Soselo and Inguez suspended, which I probably would have rotated anyway. Lille aren't having a particularly good year, but still a difficult place to go away from. Another clean sheet. We are, for those that don't know, you would have seen it on the stream. We're not currently live because of how sick we've been. I'm actually starting to sound better though, which is great. We've got the most goals in the league, more than PSG, which is great, and we've got the most goals for, and we're actually overperforming the most for the first time ever in the save. We've got the joint best defence in the league with 8 each, which is fantastic after 15 games. It just so happens to be that PSG are just PSG, and we've only lost the 1 game to OJ Nice and drawn 2, where we've drawn 3, and lost the once to Marseille. But it is what it is, and see how we go. In that little game, really, we could have gone top of the tree, but we're only 2 points back, which is a good position to be in. In terms of the team, though, we are in a pretty good spot. We are playing Strasbourg and in the Champions League phase, currently sitting 23rd, top 24 getting through. Strasbourg know they need to win this to jump us, as we're on 7 points. The magical number for us last year was 10, so maybe 10 points might be enough to see us get there. Maybe not, we'll see. In terms of the team, Soselo and Inguez come back in. We're obviously going to be the aggressive 4-2-3-1, but a couple of notable people that aren't 100% fit. Diallo has obviously played a lot of minutes of late. Still going to try and play him and then rest him, if we go up enough. Salama's not complained yet about his lack of minutes, but it does go in. He's a very good player, though, for what he does. He's very good. He's very flary. Happy for Salama to come in and play this game. Could be a case for Canna to miss out for Yuri, but I'm going to start Canna. And Dosu's first game back from injury, Makoku back from injury as well, but Bakayoko not ready, and I'm actually going to give this game to Bessett. He keeps getting bids from Basel, of all clubs, and now Spurs want him. I still think there's a footballer in him, but we'll wait and see what the game recommends. His potential's done one of those things, which is a bit weird. I still think he's very, very good, but maybe there might be a better player down the line. Not going to play Ariola in this one. Kim's been playing too well. His form's too great. He's getting some good in development. Hopefully, we just get a little bit more as well. Apparently, we've had become fairly determined, which is nice of him too. But yeah, he's only conceded 5 goals with 8 clean sheets in 13. It's not a bad time. So, important to note that Strasbourg do have some decent players. Their best player is Savio and scored their most goals for him. That is the correct Savio. Is wanted at the moment at 26 years of age by Manchester City, etc. He's someone I would sign if we sold Bakayoko, for instance. I would go after Savio. Or he's maybe someone that I maybe should sign anyway because he's playing in this league here. That's their hot prospect there as well. Some other names that you might know, maybe just, I thought that was Gustavio Scrappy. It's not, but I'm glad I clicked on him. He's actually not too bad there. Turkish international, 3 goals, 3 caps. But, pretty easy team. Anyone else that I know there? Not really. Riquelme? Yeah, Rodrigo. I think people will know Rodrigo, but this is a team we should be beating, considering we beat Asteris. In terms of the team, though, that's where we're going to pick it. Canna, Bessett, and Diallo are all not 100% fit, but hopefully we go up enough in this game and we can go and win. That would be good enough for me. We've been defending really, really well, which is great. And, I know we've built this defensively minded 4-3-3. We've barely had to use it, which is a good thing. Still think I'd use it away in the Champions League, and obviously next episode we're going to game against Inter and a game against Madrid. So, we'll definitely be using it away against Madrid, and depending on what the results needed against Inter, I might use it there too. Do know that Strasbourg are most vulnerable against a 4-2-3-1, so if this game continues like so, 71% possession, but we do not score a goal by the 35th minute, I will probably move into the 4-2-3-1, just to try and get us a goal. If we do score, we'll leave it on the 4-3-3, because it's been defending so well. Rovella. Ball in. Haven't scored from a set piece in a while. I think we scored 1 goal from a set piece ages ago. Trying to think of the game. Might have even been the 6-1 against Monaco. But there we are. 10 shots forward. Dominating the game, but not getting anything of note. No real joy. Going to give us 10 minutes into the 4-2-3-1. Haven't really done this too much. Cannon's going to move out. Who's having a pretty good year in the deep line playmaker role. But we'll do that. Just see if we can get a goal here before half-time in the 4-2-3-1. See if we find something. At the moment, though, nothing of note, and this is a must-win game. Half-time, 0-0. We are dominating, but no goal. Hopefully, second half, we just go out here and blitz them, and that would be fantastic. Kanna looking a little bit legless. He's one of the players we might take off and maybe get Yuri in and leave it on the 4-2-3-1. Kanna flicks in and straight up pens it. I am going to probably do that and make a very early change here and get Yuri in for Kanna, one of the guys that wasn't 100%. And I might even get Bassett off and get Chevalera in there as a natural winger. Main reason for that is I know Bassett has been playing a lot of minutes of late as well with the injury to Bakayoko. Wasn't 100% fit, and maybe Chevalera can go out there and play 45, and we can use him as a natural winger to stretch some of the game. Is maybe the way we'll think about it. If we score right now, though, Mokoku, which we don't, I maybe would have changed my mind. But a double change there. Yuri's not 100% fit. I didn't realise that. That's not a good decision for me. We're going to have to deal with it now. He's a natural ball-winning midfielder. Anyway, Diallo. Isaias. Chevella goes wide, which is what I want him to do. Isaias isn't the most natural bombing on fullback, so don't mind playing a winger. Anyway, ball over the top there from Ravella. Mokoku in one-on-one. Dinks the keeper. Mercifully, after 55 minutes, we finally take the lead in a must-win game. Get ourselves to 10 points, and then know that we got a couple free hits against Madrid and Inter to make it out the top 24 comfortably, or then survive on results if it gets to that. Anyway, Mokoku gets there. Dinkaroo, thank you. 1-0. We'll take it. And time ticks away here as well. 60-odd minutes played. Diallo is looking dead. Unfortunately, Yuri's pretty dead too, but we'll have to deal with that when we do. Now, this is what I love Chevalier for as a winger. He will just run. We saw that run against Bayern Munich, and he continues it again. Mokoku has him to his right, ignored him. We went the other way with Dosu now, which is fair enough. It's Dosu, for goodness sake. He's a world-class winger. Ball in, cleared away. Salama looked like he was about to get on that. They thump one long. Diallo wins another header. Ravella, Isaias, Diallo, Inguez, Yuri. Goes back towards Diallo. Inguez again. Side-to-side movement's been fantastic. I think if we score a second, I would move back into the 4-3-3. Dosu. Cuts it. Mokoku, 2-0. It's that man again. He's fantastic. And that is Yusuf Mokoku. And that's 2-0. My brain is still mush. Still got cold brain. But yeah, Dosu does well. Good touch inside. Beats Fisher. And then Mokoku ain't going to miss that. Alright. We will go back into the defensively minded, well, the normal 4-3-3. Chevalier will stay out there as a winger on attack. We've had Salam obviously play a lot of minutes late. I'm actually going to give Mila Stupa a game. and do so. Yuri's actually going to go in a centre-back for Diallo, I think, as well. Maybe not, actually. Leave him in there. Don't want to take him off after bringing him on. I will bring Zeno in, though. I think that's very light for light. Inguez apparently not 100% fit here either. Don't really have another centre-back. Could actually bring Ferland Mendy in the centre-back, which is not a bad option. The rest of the boys seem fit enough to go and do what they need to do. Wouldn't mind of actually giving Collie a bit of game time here. And Sten. I'm actually going to move Isaias in the centre-back, and I'm going to get Sten out the right-back, and that's going to be your changes here at 2-0. Move back into the 4-3-3. There we go. So, pretty comfortable now. Yuri finds Ravella, who's moved to the other side. They're stupid to come in now. We'll say that main reason for that is Ravella is a bit more creative and Stupers have got a bit more tackling ability. Maybe should have left it, actually. Anyway, Stupid with a great ball to Ravella, who's bobbed on, should have scored. Might actually change them back around and actually get Stupid to come in as a central midfielder on attack instead of an advanced playmaker, because he's not that sort of player, and leave Ravella in his most natural role. Anyhow, 2-0. 10 minutes to play. Very important win. Would, without jinxing it, would love another clean sheet, guys. Gonna actually get us a start time wasting here and actually lower the tempo a little bit. Keep the ball, knock it around. I've had so much of the ball now, I just want to kill the game off. And, well, 4 minutes of at a time, barring any late drama, which there might be, as Mokoku whips one in there, back stick, cleared away. We could get hit on the break in the end, enough by Isaias, and I think that was Sten crunching the initial tackle. We could have one more last chance to win 3-0. As the ball comes in, cleared away. Mokoku was a target on a hat-trick, as he should be a lot of the time. Maybe we're going to get hit on the break and concede one really late doors, which would be annoying. And Tayyip goes long, looking for Ray. Zeno plays back to Kim, who thumps one. This could be just a pointless highlight with 30 seconds left on the clock. But we win the ball here with Stupa, Dosu. Mokoku wants a hat-trick, could get on the bike, and he does, and he beats his man, and it's a 1-on-1 for Mokoku, who he goes with the dink and puts it wide. It was a whisker away from a Champions League hat-trick. He has been fantastic in this save. Poor old Collie has done nothing wrong. We've just signed Mokoku. And look, it's 2-0. It's another win. 26 shots, 9 on target, a good XG and great possession. 4-2-3-1 definitely was the play, and glad it worked out. A couple second half goals. Boys were getting above a 7. Yuri came on with a 7. Zeno got a 7 as well, which is nice. So very happy with that. Well, I'm starting to worry that Maxine hasn't done enough, in his average rating. But, a win there. I know there's some games still left to play, but that puts us into 13th at a minimum, at a maximum. Let's see, whose team's on 5? So, Milan, Madrid are below us, interesting. Inter are below us too. And they might need to play each other for all I know. We're in a not bad spot here in the Champions League. 10 points was enough to keep us into the top 24 last year. I didn't think we'll be, and to be fair, I don't think we're going to get a point for the rest of the group now, or the rest of the phase. I've got Real Madrid away and Inter at home. That is next episode there in Jan. I still think that we're going to be in trouble for these two games, but you never know. Saying that, though, that is a pretty good performance this episode. That's going to be it from us. We are 2 points off top of the tree. We're on the magical 10 points, which is where we need to be, because that was the points that got us through in 24th last year. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't need any more from where we are. But in saying that, next episode, we do have a shot and a free hit at Real Madrid and Inter on the final day. And I'll see you then. Thank you and goodbye.
Yeah.